The last thing I'll talk about is, I see this a lot. We need to cover the pastor during services. What you'll see is, you'll see, they'll, and there's nothing wrong with this. We have people in our worship center, but the main purpose for us having people in the worship center is to follow through with our site emergency plan. So, like if there's a fire, that person in the worship center is able to get the doors open. If someone goes into cardiac arrest, we have someone that's trained with an AED to go in and deal with somebody in the sanctuary that goes into cardiac arrest. It's not really to protect the pastor, because even though we're at a big church, our pastor's not under the threat of an attack. Not that I know of. They haven't shared that with me anyway, and I think they would. And so the attacks that occurred from 2000, 2019 against churches, those active assailant attacks, not one adversary targeted the pastor. None of them. I kind of got into this a while ago. We talked about categories. We talk about like the attacks. There's targeted and opportunistic. Targeted means like I'm going after a specific person or group of persons. Opportunistic means I went in there to shoot one person and there's 50, so I'm going to shoot as many people as I can. So most of them were a combination, but none of these attacks targeted a pastor. None of them. Okay. Anytime we start looking at covering a pastor, there may be a reason why you need to do that. But like in executive protection, I just taught this on Tuesday to a big group of security folks here through through the ASIS chapter. We need to have a protective threat assessment done first. And that's a threat assessment very specifically that's addressed toward the pastor or toward your faith leader to figure out if somebody really does need to protect him during services. And if that's the case, it's okay. Or maybe there are other ways. Maybe there's something else you can do. We don't have to put somebody on him. If you got the resource to put somebody on there and he wants somebody to watch him, I don't have any problem with it. But I will tell you, this is one of the other myths that a lot of focus needs to go to covering the pastor. The attacks so far, none of them targeted a pastor or targeted a faith leader.